Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning has been on Potawatomi Hotel and Casino's signature program, Heart of Canal Street. It's going on now through December 11th. My guests are Ryan Amundson. He's the External Communications Director at Potawatomi, and Mr. Robert Cherry, who is the Youth Services Director for the Milwaukee Area Investment Board, also known as MAWIB. Welcome back and welcome to the show, Robert. I thank you so much for being here. And Ryan, for those viewers who may have just joined us, in a nutshell, kind of tell them again what the Miracle on Canal Street, the Heart of Canal Street is all about.
Sure. Well, we did change our name, but we'll get into that in
yes,
just a
we'll
second.
talk about that.
Heart of Canal Street is our signature children's charitable effort that we do every year, and this is our 21st or 22nd year that we've done this. We've been able to raise nearly $15 million for charities throughout southeastern Wisconsin that focus on children's needs. You know, everything from feeding children to educating children to exposing them to arts to putting roofs over their heads. It really is across the board. Services that are provided to kids throughout the community. People can come down and help us raise money by playing bingo. During every session, there's about 4 each day. They can choose to play the Heart of Canal Street bingo game. It's $3. $1.50 of that goes into the kitty for the winner. The other half of that goes to the Canal Street Fund. And in December, we will announce how much we raised, and it will go to 31 fantastic charities throughout southeastern Wisconsin. All
right, and right now the focus is on 10 signature charities, and it's funny, we were talking during the break, and that's probably why I ended up saying it, but you know, the community is very well connected to what was known as the Miracle on Canal Street, and there has been a name change. We're all getting used to it, right? It's Heart of Canal Street.
You think it's hard for you. I've been having to do this for 10 years. So
this
is a big one.
Talk about the name change and how it came about.
You know, after 20 plus years of doing this, we really stepped back and thought, you know, the heart is really in the middle of what we're doing here. And, you know, our bingo players have poured out their heart over the past 20 years. Our tribe has poured out its heart over the past 20 years. All of our team members, the 3,000 plus, or the 3,000 employees that we have at Potawatomi have put their heart into this program. So we thought, why don't we put heart into the name of the program, because it really embodies what we're doing down there. So this year we changed the name. We made a big announcement in July, and now it's called Heart of Canal Street, and that's really difficult for somebody who's been used to saying Miracle on Canal Street for a long time.
Well, I'll get used to it, but the outstanding thing is that the bottom line has not changed. It's all about raising money and making a difference right here in our community. And Robert is here today representing your charity of choice. So Robert, I have not forgotten you're there, but I do want you to explain what the charity of choice is, because this is the first time you're doing this.
Absolutely. With the name change, we thought, well, this is a perfect time to do something a little bit different. So this year, Potawatomi Hotel and Casino has decided to choose a charity of our own. And when we stepped back to do this, we thought, what's an issue in our community that we really need to focus on? And the one that popped out at us is, you know, violence in our inner city. And so we you know, looked at different organizations to see what they're doing and the impact they're trying to make on our community on this issue. And we really stopped at MAWIB, and you know, they're doing some great things in our community as far as job development and mentorship, and they came to us with a program that they want to implement next summer that we really could get on board with, and so we decided that, you know, this is going to be a great organization to partner with. So the first $100,000 that we raise is going to go toward this program and get it off the ground.
Yeah, and so Robert, I'm sure that brings a smile to your face, because there's a lot that can be done with $100,000. So for our viewers who may not be familiar with what it is you do, talk about the Milwaukee Area Workforce Investment Board.
Sure, the Milwaukee Area Workforce Investment Board, or MAWIB, is the job agency for Milwaukee County. It's the largest workforce investment board in the state of Wisconsin. So we basically offer career pathways to dislocated workers, adult workers, and youth workers through apprenticeships, training, and subsidized and unsubsidized job opportunities.
Okay, so with that said, Ryan just mentioned that there's this new program that you're going to be implementing next summer, and it's specifically dealing with kind of curbing the violence, specifically gun violence that we see in our community on a daily basis. So talk about this program and how this money from Potawatomi will help kickstart it, so to speak.
Absolutely. First, just want to thank Potawatomi for jumping out there. We live in an age with so much siloed funding. Their gift has really allowed us to create a package of a program that's really going to help a lot of youth from getting involved in violent activity or criminal activity. So YouthWorks MKE is the program, and it's based on the One Summer Plus model in Chicago that had evidence of curbing incidences of youth crime by over 50%.
Wow.
However, our model is a little bit different. While Chicago's model runs over the summer, Milwaukee's model will run year-round. This model will include a mentor, social emotional learning for the youth, as well as a job opportunity year-round. So, you know, there was a report I saw a few weeks ago from the Norquist administration, but it started off as the best way to stop a bullet is with a job. And we're going to implement that in this program.
I love that, and I think what I love the most is that it is going to go on year-round. So not only will a job keep a young person's attention and have them focused on what it is they need to do, but it's not just during the summer. So they're going to be focused on school and working and this program, and there's no time for nonsense, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we're hoping.
You know, it's not rocket science to understand that you just occupy a child's time and they'll get in less trouble. So you're spot on with that.
And so, Ryan, when you chose MAWIB to actually be that charity of choice, I think that Potawatomi needs to be commended, because when you look at the long list of issues in our city, this is one where there's not a lot that can be done. True enough, we had some legislators, or no, I should say law enforcement officials, who all came forward over the summer saying there's going to be this war on gun violence in Milwaukee, but from a grassroots or nonprofit standpoint, there's not a whole lot that's being done. So this is a breath of fresh air.
Sure. Well, we hope we can be a model for you know, businesses throughout the Milwaukee community when they're giving philanthropically to look at issues in our community like this. Potawatomi, this community has been so good to Potawatomi. We wanted to do something to give back, and give back in a meaningful way to help with a problem that's really a scourge on our community. And we thought, you know, this was a good time to take a look at our program, Heart of Canal Street, and see if there was a way we could address this issue. And you know, Rob and his group have been great partners to this point in getting the word out and you know, putting the framework in place to get this off the ground, and we're really looking forward to working with them next year.
Yeah, and you talk about the things that have taken place that are really an eyesore for the city, so to speak, because the city is getting national attention for the number of homicides and being compared to cities like New Orleans and Baltimore, which are much larger than Milwaukee. And Milwaukee has recorded more killings so far this year out of all of last year. Scary stuff, especially when you're looking at news stories and kids who are committing these car thefts. They're young as 12 years old, and they have guns in their hands. So I think it's a concern for everybody. So if you would talk about how the YouthWorks MKE actually is complementing Mayor Tom Barrett's successful Earn and Learn program.
Well, it complements is because our department actually runs the Earn and Learn program. But it goes a step further into what you were talking about, and kind of these youth who are getting caught a little bit earlier, 12 years old, still in cars, things like that. We've actually been talking to the police chief, and what they call that is a gateway crime.
Yeah.
So first it starts off as a stolen car, then it's a robbery or a more serious offense. So we want to actually target this program at those youth, and we specifically talk to the chief about using this program to target those kids that we're finding in stolen cars, to get to them before they're committing more serious crime, give them a career path, some training, some social emotional learning, definitely a mentor, another set of eyes on them so that we can steer them in the right path. So while the summer Earn and Learn programs goes on during the summer, this complements that program by working year-round with some of the same youth and helping them get on the right track.
Absolutely. And I'd like to say that linking youth with jobs and adults as well is extremely important, because all the issues that we talk about on this show sometimes simply go back to having jobs available for individuals who want to work, and there just aren't enough to go around that give people an opportunity to get a step ahead and do all the things that they dream of doing. So speaking of jobs, Potawatomi has done an outstanding job in helping our local economy. One, you've got this big, beautiful hotel, brand spanking new, not only adding to the city skyline, but also providing plenty of jobs. So talk about the importance of that.
Absolutely, yeah. We are nearly 3,000 jobs throughout Potawatomi. Those include about 400 different job titles. So everything from servers in our restaurant to maids in our hotel, to housekeeping on the casino side, to jobs in management throughout the casino. I mean, every different job you can think of, we have at the casino. So we've been able to help the community in that way. And these are good jobs. These are jobs that are family-sustaining jobs, and we've been really happy to be able to offer these opportunities to people throughout the community.
Yes, and I thank you both so much for being here. Quickly, I want you to give your website for people to get more information on what it is you do.
Sure, www.milwaukeeweb.org.
Okay.
You can find out all the information about the program there.
All right. I thank you both for being here, and continued success with everything that you're doing. Ryan Amundson is the External Communications Director at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino, and Robert Cherry is the Youth Services Director for the Milwaukee Area Investment Board. For more information on the Heart of Canal Street, log on to paysbig.com or call 1-800-PAYS-BIG. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee.